Welcome back to First Look. This is where we take a sneak peek at an upcoming game that you probably haven't seen before. And today we're taking a look at Potemkin Empire. This is going to be hitting Kickstarter very soon. This one comes from Indie Boards and Cards. And this got an interesting story behind it.
Yeah, so first off, it is a 3 to 5 player game, and what you're doing is you're representing Grigory Potemkin.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know who he was from the Ottoman Empire, and he was a swindler, probably one of the most well-known swindlers out there. He worked with Catherine the Great, and what he did was he built these fake facades across the Dnieper River, and he would take her down on his boat and say, hey, look at the countryside, look what we've built for you, invest more money with me. And what he did was he just built fake buildings.
Yeah, he may be the first original con man.
Yes, so what you're doing is you're representing Grigory Potemkin, and you are building these fake facades. So all these buildings that you see in front of us are fake buildings, or maybe not.
Or maybe not. That's
Yeah.
the whole idea of the game here, is these buildings you're putting in front of you, you're bluffing the other players. When you build a building, are you going to build a real building and get its benefits, or are you going to build a fake building and get its benefits until someone calls you out?
So there are 5 different types of buildings. You have industry buildings, which are going to grab you resources, which are just straight up victory points at the end of the game. You have science buildings that if you have the most science buildings in the game, or during that round, you're going to be able to draw an extra card, meaning you have more flexibility in what you get to do. Government buildings are just going to give you a straight out 2 points and let you go first in the next round.
You've also got espionage buildings. These are going to let you, it's basically spies, but you send your agents out from your espionage buildings to take a peek at what people have going on. When you send them out there, you're going to be able to find out, is it fake or is it real? And finally, you've got culture buildings. These are going to be buildings that let you block those agents that I just talked about. Jeremy has the shield right now. You're going to grab this shield, and you basically have to send a few more agents towards them in order to get around this thing.
Some of these buildings are going to give just a flat out native number of victory points. That's the government buildings, and then you also get them for the culture buildings. The other buildings are going to be there to be able to help you manipulate those scoring structures. Now, let's talk about what you're actually doing on your turn. It's going to be played over 4 different rounds, represented by these round tokens here. This is a draft game. Everyone at the start of the round is going to get 4 of these interior cards. They're going to pick one of these cards, place it face down in front of them, then pass them to the player on the left or the right, depending upon the round you're playing in.
Yeah, these cards are going to be what you use to build the buildings. Now, I'll show you a couple here. Some of these are going to actually have buildings on them. This one can build a real industry building, or it can be used as a fake any other building. So if you take an industry building and build it, that one's pretty safe. You're going to score those points at the end of the game, barring any unforeseen circumstances. But some other ones are going to have actions on them. These actions are things that you can also do on your turn. But this is all after you do this entire draft and get all of these cards.
Once the draft is complete, starting with the first player, again, the player that has the government token or has the most government buildings is going to be the first player. They have a choice. Number 1, they can play any one of their cards and do what they wish to do with it. Now remember, as David said, you can build a real building or you can build a fake building. So you're free to grab any one of these 5 buildings, take that building, make the little, make it stand up, and then place the card you want directly behind it, face down, so other players can't see what that building is, and you just lay it in your tableau. Boom, your building is done. That's it.
And this is where the bluffing begins, though, because the moment Jeremy puts this building down, I'm thinking to myself, is that fake? I'm sure it's fake. Jeremy's probably got a whole line of fake buildings, but on the other hand, he might not have. He might have built all real buildings, so you can come at him with as many agents as you want and not find them.
Instead of doing that, you could instead play an action or a free action, as David alluded to. There's 2 different kinds of action cards. Free actions, you can play as many of those as you wish on your turn, and then actions replace the ability to play a building.
Yeah, another thing you can do is send out your agents from your espionage buildings. Jeremy has 1, this guy here has 2. As you can see behind his screens, he has 2 agents. You can send out as many of those agents as you want to various buildings around the table. You're simply going to pick a building, place the agent in front of it, and say, is this a real building? And at that moment, I have to take this card out, flip it over. It is a real government building. Now, here's what's interesting. Everyone's going to know that from now on. So it's no longer hidden information, so to speak. There's no memory involved here. That's going to sit out there. If it were fake, I'm going to lose that building, I'm going to lose that card.
And the player that made the guess is going to collect that card and place it under their tile, meaning that that is worth 2 victory points to them at the end of the game. So you want to have some agents in your pool to be able to go out there and discover other players' fake buildings. We'll describe why that's important here in a moment. The last type of thing you can do on your turn is you can actually say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to take my construction tile, and this entire phase is called construction, and flip it over to the production side. All of your buildings that are of the industry type are then going to take one of those blue cubes and put them behind that thing. Each one of those blue cubes is worth 1 victory point. The round is actually going to end when there's only one player left who hasn't turned their construction tile over.
Yeah, this is really interesting because while other players are messing around with espionage buildings and government buildings, someone could build a number of industry buildings, quickly flip over to produce, and let everyone else take their construction turns while they're producing every turn, collecting those goods.
During the end phase, all the players are going to discard any of their interior cards that they didn't use. You're going to take a new round tile, and you're going to do that for 4 unique rounds. At the end of the game, you're scoring victory points for a whole lot of different things. Number one, all the buildings that have victory points on the front of them score for you, which is great. The other tricky thing about the game that most people don't recognize is sometimes you want fake buildings out here because every single card that you reveal at the end that is in fact fake, you get another 2 points for.
Right, that is unforeseen points in this game for sure. With most of our first looks, we don't get a chance to play these games, but we did actually get a chance to play this. And it's a lot of fun going around the table with that bluffing, and you can actually have quite a few different ways to approach the game because those fake points are something I completely overlooked.
And remember, you're also getting points for anybody else's fake buildings that you found out.
Right.
And then you get points for all those blue industry cubes that you get. So this is a very, very unique game, a game that actually requires you to play more than once to actually understand the strategy within it. Potemkin Empire, 3 to 5 player games from any boards and cards. If you have any questions, make them in the comments below. Subscribe to us, follow us on Twitter. Make sure you check out their Kickstarter page, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.